Okay, part 3 coming up. It's been a couple days off, so let's review. I think he just got asked his name. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, he just got asked his name, and man, Chris just has a dynamite look on his face while he's waiting. Oh wait, no, he didn't get asked his name yet. Okay, now I just did.
This is what I was afraid of.
This is what I was afraid of. And man, Chris, quick reaction. I'm gonna have to turn it up a little bit so I can hear. Okay, let's see.
What were you afraid of? Stupid move.
Stupid move. Alright, fair enough. Stupid move, not looking Chris in the eye.
What were you afraid of?
Where is he looking? I don't think he's looking Chris in the eye. He's looking away from him.
Just because she was a nice girl.
There, he looked at him right there. So, yeah, this is what I want to think about the last. Should have spent the last couple days thinking about this, but just because she was a nice girl, this is why he was afraid. So maybe he's just used to. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of pitiful. Like, just because someone's nice to him, just because a female, a woman, or a girl isn't nice to him, in Lorne's mind, he kind of thinks it's too good to be true. Because apparently he's never had any positive relationships, I guess. I don't know.
She was a nice girl. You still haven't told me your name, though. It's Lorne.
Did he look? Did he not? Still not? I don't think he's ever gonna really look Chris in the eyes here, but let's see.
What were you afraid of? Stupid move. What were you afraid of? Just because she was a nice girl. She was a nice girl. You still haven't told me your name, though.
Okay, he's looking at him now.
It's Lorne.
Looking down when he says his name. That's weird. You really, you know. I mean, in fairness, Chris is looking down a lot too. He's looking at the, he's getting the holy book ready, so he's looking at the chat log. So.
Lauren, what?
Yeah, man, Chris is such a pro. He's asking his questions while he's simultaneously looking at the chat log.
Armstrong.
And these are questions he already knows, so I guess it's easier.
And where do you live, Lauren? In Nashville now. Nashville. What do you do in Nashville? Actually, I work at a construction company. And what do you build? I just started last week. Building.
Lick the
Right now,
lips.
building a gym for a church. A gym for a church. Is that a good job? Yeah. Now, besides all this chat here, and we'll go through that in a minute, you also sent a whole bunch of pictures.
What's Lauren thinking here? Because he really didn't send any pictures, but he sure sends, you know, webcam footage constantly. Ooh. So Lauren, I feel like Lauren probably knew this was coming.
You also sent a whole bunch of pictures.
Yeah, and okay, Chris hasn't handed him anything yet. All he said was, you also sent a whole bunch of pictures as he's rifling through. Probably has the pictures in his hand. Touching the eyes. What's that about? I don't know. I don't know. It's these are weird reactions to me. I wouldn't just start touching my eyes in this. Maybe I would. Like, what was that? Trying to wake himself up or what? It's a bad dream. Trying to make his eye. I don't know. Maybe 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 he's trying. He was already crying, or he's trying to cry, and maybe that helps, or maybe that. I don't know.
So why would you think that's a...
I like how prepared he was to this take take whatever Chris was giving him. Okay, okay. Chris just ripped. It looks like it was stapled. Chris just rips off a paper from one of the whatever he's holding, and he's just like a boss. He just fucking hands it over to Lorne. Lorne accepts. He's there. Lorne takes it.
Why would you...
Ooh, you can see his mouth. He's blown away by what he's about to see. Do we? I guess we don't really know what those pictures are. We probably do. Well, it's got to be a naked picture. Otherwise, it wouldn't be inappropriate, I guess.
That's appropriate.
Ooh. We get a little vocalization from Lorne. Let's see.
No, why would you think that's appropriate?
No. What did he say?
No, why would you think that's appropriate?
No, I don't know. Smart. Looks like there's several pictures there. Snot. Is he gonna conduct the rest of this interview with his naked pictures on his knee?
Those are
For the next 10 minutes.
all your pictures, right?
There were several pictures. He only looked at the very top one. But yeah, Lorne's being pretty honest.
Is that all you do in your spare time? No.
Okay, he answered him. Tell he's breathing pretty deep here. Like what? At no point does Lorne ask who this man is, or what's going on, what the situation is. He's just gonna sit there in silence, and we know he doesn't know about the show.
You ever get in trouble like this before?
Nope.
I've never done this before. You've never...
Oh, I've never done that before. Ooh, that's an important statement.
done it before?
Hold.
Trouble like this before?
Yeah, we had never been in trouble for this before. True. I think.
I've never done this before. You've never...
Never done it before.
You ever get in trouble like this before?
It's another one where he answers a little more than what Chris asked him. He didn't ask if he's ever done it before. Well, that was an interesting question from from Chris, actually. So Lorne was smart to answer like that. So that was a loaded question from Chris. He's just asking if you've ever gotten in trouble for doing it. He didn't ask if he'd ever done it. Chris kind of made the assumption that he's done it before, and I get maybe just to see how Lorne responded. So pretty good thinking from Lorne there. I guess he understood the question.
Never done it before.
And, it's hard to tell. I'm not seeing any signals that he's done it before in his ways, in his physical. Kind of looking around. He's thinking about his old teenage girlfriend.
I've never done this before. Never done it before.
I don't know. It's a very lazy kind of. I'd be looking clear at Chris's eyes. You really want to make eye contact strongly when you're denying whether you've ever groomed and came to meet a teenage girl.
Like this before? I've never done this before. You've never done it before.
Looked at him there. Looked away very quickly.
Have you ever met anybody in person who you first met online in the chat room? No.
And I mean, this is. Lauren's a good liar, so. We're not necessarily watching a bad liar here.
This is the first time. So, what made you, all of a sudden, for the first time, get online, chat up a 13-year-old girl, and drive
He's looking at him the whole time.
up from Nashville to meet her?
Think about what he's gonna say. What is he gonna say?
For sex.
He just heard the sex part and immediately went into Lorne mode. Deny. Ooh.
More.
Chris wouldn't have got you if you didn't mini-syllable your way into this answer.
To meet her for sex.
What's with the delay? He had to think about how you were gonna deny that. It's kind of, he's almost just defeated. He knows it's useless. I mean, yeah.
More.
He knew that was just a wasted effort, and Chris pounced. Jesus fucking Christ.
You send her naked photos. You have an explicit conversation. And you bring condoms. What does that add up to?
He knows.
first you seem like the Good Samaritan, the protector. Don't tell me you're
getting the tears up.
your last name. Don't ever tell
He keeps touching his face, but he's not wiping anything away. He's just rubbing his face.
From the internet, your last name, okay? Okay, why? Because there are some real weirdos out on here.
he's all like contemplative here.
Sometimes, and they might try to go.
Get your fingers out of your mouth.
So don't ever tell them your last name.
The camera zoom in closer. Oh God.
Your address, your phone number, the town you live in, or the school you go to.
What's he thinking?
You're one of those weirdos.
Dude, he just called you a weirdo. Do something. Holy shit.
You're one of those weirdos.
He like had zero reaction to that.
I mean, was that some kind of a ruse to gain her trust? No, it wasn't.
He doesn't know what that is. A roost. Is it? I'm gonna pull up the dictionary right now. Roost. I was looking up cannot earlier. Roost. Or a ruse. A roost. Place where birds regularly. Okay. Oh, it is a scheme. Okay. Scheme. Well, what's a ruse? An action intended to deceive someone, a trick. I guess either word kind of works. You know? So, okay. Roost. So, well, Lorne knew what a roost was.
I mean, was that some kind of a ruse to gain her trust? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. So how did it?
What was it? What was a roost? Oh, when he gave his whole talk about don't tell anybody who online and what have you.
Was that some kind of a ruse to gain her trust? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. So how did it go from, hey, be careful, don't give anybody your last name, to, hi, here's some naked pictures of myself and I'm coming over with condoms? I don't know. You don't know.
What's he doing with his mouth now? He's playing with his tongue or something. Oh, he's licking lips.
Name to, hi, here's some naked pictures of myself and I'm coming over with condoms. I don't know. You don't know.
Like grinding his teeth or something. See, that's a different look from Lorne. Looks like he's getting. Yeah, I think he's getting pissed off by Chris's aggression here. I mean, he just got called a weirdo. You know, Chris is putting it on.
Well, you must know something.
Yeah, he's getting upset.
I mean, help me to understand.
That's why Chris says that, because he can tell he's just bullying this fucking idiot. He's not doing anything about it.
You don't know. Well, you must know something.
Help me to understand.
I mean, help me to understand this. I don't
Touching
know.
the eyes.
Well, I don't know. You don't know why you did it.
Like, where are you looking? Looking farther and farther away from Chris. Chris, look at him. What are you?
Wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old girl. I don't think that.
Oh, God. Okay, I don't think.
No, what? I don't think that was You know.
You can tell Lauren's pissed off again because Chris just made fun of his many syllables.
You did it because you wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old girl. I don't think that. No, what? What? I don't think that was
Jesus. I mean, Chris is hammering. Chris was just fucking hammering them. And he didn't fight back at all.
You don't think it was it? Well, why don't you help me out? Why don't you tell me what it was?
This was his best attempt at fighting back at the Amanda James story.
Because I wasted 5 years of my life on the internet talking to girls that gained my trust. And she seemed like somebody I could trust.
You had wasted those times? See, with what we know about this other girl who you really tried to meet in real life and probably did. If he considers that a waste.
My trust. And she seemed like somebody I could trust. You could trust. So when you say you spent 5 years on the internet.
Oh wait, I didn't go farther back enough.
That gained my trust. And she seemed like somebody I could trust. You could trust. So when you...
Someone he could trust. Like, okay. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of deep to think about because, okay, trust. Amanda James was legal, but he still couldn't trust her. And then whoever else he got catfished by. But his real victims, I think there's one or two. He needed to be able to trust them too. So he needed to be able to trust Kayla as well. And she seemed like someone you could trust.
You say you spent 5 years on the internet, what, getting taken advantage of by women?
Mm-hmm.
In what way?
Like, how sad. How sad to even admit this to another man. To anyone. That you've been getting taken advantage of by women for 5 years on the internet.
In every way.
It's dramatic bullshit, Lauren. In every way.
Instance.
Still side-eyed, looking the other way, that he barely looks at Chris in the eye at all. Chris is looking at him. Chris isn't just sitting there looking at the chat log right now.
I was in Washington State. That's when I started going on the internet. When you lived in Washington State. You started going on the internet. What happened?
Licking the lips.
I met a girl and said her name was Amanda James and
I don't know. This is it's a weird story that he pulled this out. Cause it seemed like almost, I don't know. It's a weird thing to just randomly start bringing up. It almost seems like he hit some pre-thought to telling this story for some reason. Like, I don't know how or why, but maybe in contemplation of situations like this, he had thought, oh, tell him about Amanda James. They'll feel sorry for me.
She told me that her daughter was her niece. And she was watching her niece.
Okay. It's the worst fucking story.
Well, she was
Tell her.
actually had custody of her niece.
Oh my god, he clarifies this pointless plot point in his relationship with Amanda James. Ew. His tongue. It's grossing me out at this point. Ew. Come on. Look at this. I don't even want to see it again. And then? What? Why? Why would you do that?
3 years later, I moved back to Maine just to be close to her because she lived in Pennsylvania. I didn't date anyone. I didn't see anyone.
Because you're Lauren Armstrong. That's why.
Because of her.
Oh, it was her. It was her fault. Not you. Not your own personality flaws.
Date anyone. I didn't see anyone because of her.
There's a little anger showing there. You know, like because of her. That's why he's sitting down right now talking to Chris Hansen. It was Amanda James's fault. You know, that rage is boiling right now. He wouldn't have pictures of his penis in his lap right now, talking to a strange man in a fucking mansion in Nashville, or not Nashville, Bowling Green. If it weren't for Amanda James, who lied to him and said her daughter was her niece.
Right, so what happened?
Bitch.
I got back to Maine and I was talking to her. On the phone, and she, my sister wanted to say hi to her, and my sister had been on the internet for a couple of years, and she was able to read people pretty good.
It's such a weird way of getting to your story. So I moved back to Maine, and then my sister, yeah.
My sister had been on the internet. Hi to her. My sister had been.
Wait, hold on.
She,
I was talking to her on the phone.
My sister wanted to say hi to her.
Okay, my sister wanted to say hi to her. I thought he didn't even mention that part. I thought he just cut into talking about how his sister
had been on the internet.
Been on the internet
for a couple of years.
For a couple of years.
She was able to read people pretty good. And what happened? And she got on the phone with her, and she, after she got off the phone, she was only on the phone with her for about 2 minutes, and she got off the phone with her and told me that she wasn't real.
Ooh, that hesitation. That's a painful memory.
She got off the phone with her and
told me that. She wasn't real.
Told me that she wasn't real. She wasn't real. She told me she was lying to me, and she'd been lying to me all along. Did you ever meet this woman? She had her money?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I mean, she'd been lying to me all along. Did you ever meet this woman? Did you send her money?
See, Lauren's feeling pretty good because this is just like his Amanda James is like his meatballs and macaroni story or whatever. He thinks this should get him sympathy for some reason. That Chris should be responding positively to this pointless, fucking, stupid story.
Send her money, I sent her.
You know, he's just going back and forth like this is a real heart-to-heart conversation. Yeah, man, I've been through some shit. Met a girl named Amanda James. This stupid way of talking his throughout this whole story.
All kinds of Dale Earnhardt things. Dale Earnhardt things. Dale Earnhardt Jr. things. She was Dale. The race car driver. Yeah. And so, because you got taken advantage by a couple of women on the internet, you thought it was okay to take advantage of a 13-year-old girl on the internet? No, I didn't. You did?
No. Nope.
I'm very happy that you talked to me before.
Yeah, Chris has had enough of that story. Let's just get back to Chris. Let him have that story so he can feel a little better, and now he's just gonna go back to kicking his ass.
Talking to anyone else, though. This way you'll be safe. That's what I meant to do.
I don't think Chris asked you if that was what you meant, buddy. He's acting like this is a conversation again.
Else, though. This way you'll be safe.
Oh, Chris is just kind of repeating the same. That's interesting.
Talk to me before talking to anyone else, though. This way you'll be safe.
Chris just went right back into the protector thing. So he didn't find any new thing that he wanted to talk about. He was giving Lorne his undivided attention for that stupid story. So yeah, he's still back on this protector's quote. Not sure why, unless he just wanted to get some more. Maybe he felt he needed another take on it, you know, for the footage, for the television purposes.
That's what I meant to.
So maybe that's why Lorne, because it's like a repeat. It feels like Lorne's just gonna answer without a question being presented to him. This is a new look. We haven't seen this face of Lorne. Kind of looks different here. But where is he looking? Does he think, you know? I don't know. Would he be thinking that Chris has backup? You know? It's easy. I mean, well, he knows one other person's in the house. Kayla's in the house. So, yeah, maybe he's just wondering if who else could pop up at him. But if he was really worried about that, he would have just gotten the fuck out of the house. He acts like he's, like, you know, it's like he's being detained here in his mind here.
This way you'll be safe. That's what I meant to do. I don't know how. You don't know what? I don't know how it'll lead to this. Well, here, let me take you down the road. This is how it went. You started with this, and then it goes to. This is as thick as a telephone book, by the way. This chat. You started chatting with her when? Last month?
You just kind of nod. Yeah, I understand. It's thick as a telephone book.
It goes to. This is as thick as a telephone book, by the way. This chat.
He just nodded to that.
You started chatting with her when? Last month? So you've been chatting with this young woman for a month.
Ooh, weird zoom. I don't know where the picture, maybe the picture fell off his knee.
And so it starts with you being the protective older brother type. We flip through dozens and dozens of pages here. Ultimately, it builds into a very sexually explicit conversation.
Lorne. And that's the same time. That's the same thing he did when Chris mentioned sex for the first time before. Let's see, touches his face. I'll go right back. Let's see.
I don't know what conversation. And you bring condoms. No. So, what made you? Now, besides all this chat here, and we'll go through that in a minute, you also sent a whole first time.
To find it. That was pointless. Back. Okay, touch the side.
So it starts with you being the protective older brother type. We flip through dozens and dozens of pages here. Ultimately, it builds into a very sexually explicit conversation. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish I were sticking it in you right now.
Yeah, let's get a zoom on his face. What the fuck, cameraman? Should have been zoomed in earlier. I wish I were sticking it in you right now. Zoom. Touching the face. Ooh, he's really working up the crybaby. You can see it. He's working on it.
You tell her
Ooh.
to delete her archive after we stop talking again, okay? Why did you want her to delete her archives?
Answer him. He knows that's not gonna be. He knows that's a bad answer. He's not gonna have a good answer for that.
Help me out. I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want her to get in trouble by her parents.
Yeah. He knew that was such a bullshit lie. It's not even worth saying. And Chris just interrupts him in the middle of his many syllables. Huh? What? Just.
Help me out.
All Chris heard was, I didn't want her. I didn't want her to get. And then Chris is gonna
get in trouble. I didn't want her to get.
I mean, Chris has heard that before, but.
In trouble by her parents.
Not Chris's first rodeo.
This goes on and on and on.
It's those little comments from Chris that really get him grabbing for his face. You know, he doesn't grab for the face just in silence. Usually, he grabs it when Chris really hits something home. That there were sexual discussions. That there was things as thick as a telephone book. Actually, I didn't touch his face then, but you get the idea. Okay, that's the deepest cry. So he has his hand on his face. Hold on. He's really working it up. It's like he has to touch his face in order to get the cry boy face going, you know. So he can reveal it. Here's his new sad clown face. He's working on how can I look as forlorn as a forlorn Lorne as I can. Be the most forlorn Lorne that I can be. God, what a child. You can tell it's not real. He just licked his lips. You can tell it's fake. Oh, a little sniffle.
Do you think naughty thoughts about me before you go to sleep?
He's just getting more deranged looking. Not deranged, but he's just... His face is crumpling and crinkling and not attractive.
You talk about getting married to her. Getting married, she's 13.
Chris isn't asking you a question. You don't have to answer that. But I think you are.
Huh?
Huh? Chris is brutal. Chris is just enjoying this. He's not even putting up with any mini syllables.
Getting married, she's 13.
Speak clearly when you're talking to me.
Huh? She was 18.
Maybe it's just for the cameras too. Maybe he just wants... He knows these mini syllables aren't going to play well on TV.
13.
He needs to get these cleaned up.
Huh? When she was 18. Whoa, what do you mean she was 18? I meant when she was 18. When you were going to marry her when she turned 18.
Looking kind of angry here. It looks like something's bubbling.
I meant when she was 18. Whoa, what do you mean she was 18? I meant when she was 18. When you were going to marry her when she turned 18.
That's fucked up. See, that's a great one to pick up on. Hold on.
Huh?
Hold on. Look at that. What was the question exactly?
Before you go to sleep. You talk about
Getting
getting
married.
married to her. Getting married, she's 13.
So to soften this blow about getting married, it's pretty funny. So obviously you can't marry a 13-year-old. So by answering that, by clarifying this pointless, this something that doesn't need to be clarified, you're just admitting, I don't know, you're just admitting you were going to wait till she was 18 to get married. And you thought that would play better.
Huh? When she was 18.
But just to hear him, acknowledge once more that she was 13 it's just gross. You had to wait 5 years before she was legal. Holy shit.
I meant when she was 18. When you were going to marry her when she turned 18. But you're just going to have sex with her from the ages of 13 to 18 then.
He's not even verbalizing anymore. You can tell he's kind of mad at Chris.
Are you excited about me or my penis?
That's gonna make him cry. Like what?
Like anything.
No, Chris. Lorne has nothing.
No. Food, alcohol.
No, no.
So just the bracelet and the condoms. Nothing else. What do you think ought to happen? Oh, here's a good.
He's very he's kind of like Michael Cyborg here. Cyborg. Um, rubbing the eyes like he just wants to disappear. He just wants to disappear. Why did he start crying here though?
Nothing else.
You can tell Chris is gonna keep hitting him. Chris is still rifling through the chat log.
What do you think ought to happen? Oh, here's a good one.
So yeah, you wouldn't have to endure this if you answered him instead of crying. So Chris is like, fuck it, alright. If I found another good one.
Is Miss Vagina thinking about Mr. Peanut? What is she thinking?
Don't know, let's really make him cry. Oh man. His eyes are so closed.
What's up with that? What do you think ought to happen here?
Yeah, see, I'm no expert on any of this, but yeah, I'm not sure. Do your eyes do that when you're crying? Or you? I guess your eyes are kind of like that when you're crying. Man, this is side-by-side comparison. Maybe I can show you for a second here. I don't want to show you because it's gonna get. I'll do it anyways. This might mess it up, but look, handsome. Crying, confident, well dressed, very. Very unimpressive male.
Help me out. I think I should go to counseling to get off the internet. You should go to counseling and get off the internet.
Well, what did Chris ask him?
Vagina thinking about Mr. Penis.
What a little baby.
What's up with that?
Ooh, Chris kind of slammed that shit down.
What's up with that?
Kind of slammed it. Yeah, Chris is looking at him like, what is up with that? It's Mr. Penis shit.
What do you think ought to happen here?
It's a big question. What do you think ought to happen to you? And going to get counseling and get off the internet, it's not something that's going to happen to you. That's something you do. What's going to happen to you is out of your control.
Help me out. I think I should go to counseling to get off the internet. You should go to counseling and get...
He didn't believe that. He didn't believe counseling was going to help him.
Go to counseling to get off the internet. You should go to counseling.
He's already kind of disgusted at the idea of seeking help. You can see it.
I think I should go to counseling to get off the internet.
Yeah, that's like, he's like mad. And maybe that says something about, you know, how he's approached rape class.
Go to counseling.
He doesn't,
And get off the internet.
he's disgusted by seeking help.
I think I should go to counseling to get off the internet. You should go to counseling.
Yeah. He's like snarling at the idea.
And get off the internet. Did you ever say to yourself, hey man, I got a problem here? No, because I never thought I did. You never thought you did?
It's another big question.
Problem here?
God. He's got his whole face just crumpled.
Did you ever say to yourself, hey man,
What? He's already... Does he already know what Chris is asking? Can I ask?
Go to counseling to get off the internet. You should go to counseling and get off the internet. Did you ever say to yourself, hey man, I got a problem here?
Wait, hold on.
Did you ever say to yourself, hey man, I got a problem here?
I mean, I guess he was already shaking his head. That's why it looked like he was answering Chris ahead of time.
No, I never thought I did. You never thought you did.
I don't know what to make of that. Oh, shit. I don't know what to make of. God damn it. What have I done? Just his face. That's what I mean. I don't know. It's weird. Weird little baby face.
This incident make you think that perhaps you have a problem?
You may have a problem. Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do about it?
Oh, another these big questions. What are you gonna do about it?
I can do something that I can't do that.
Gotta do something because I can't do that. What is that?
Go on.
I see. I knew I shouldn't have switched over to look at Chris. Now it's all messed up. Well, Chris. Well, this grown man is weeping before you.
You ever watch
Well, time to fucking crucify this man.
television much?
Dude. What a crybaby. Come on.
You ever watch a program called Dateline NBC?
You And that's a lie. He watched a bit of television. Lauren still doesn't know what's coming, right? Lauren doesn't understand where these questions are leading.
I can't do that. Go on.
Yeah. There's the most dismissive look on Chris's face just now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Watch. We gotta see Chris's face. Hold on.
I can do something. I can't do that. Go on.
Alright. Alright, whatever. Meanwhile. Yeah, Chris is giving him no time to be babied. Well.
Do you ever watch television much?
What is Lauren thinking? Okay, maybe here Lauren thinks this is a television program now, finally.
Do you ever watch television much?
Yeah, that extra cry. That extra little thing he did there. Looks like he might know what's gonna happen.
You ever watch a program called Dateline NBC?
Chris isn't, you should say no. Chris isn't looking at you. You can't see you shaking your head.
Well, there's something I gotta tell you.
Ooh. See, Lauren was perceptive. Lauren kind of might have known this is some sort of canned camera situation.
You ever watch a program called Dateline NBC?
Lauren kind of saw what was about to happen. Although, I don't know.
There's something I gotta tell you.
Because his reaction is priceless. But something I gotta tell you. Lauren seems to not like the sound of that. Let's see.
You ever watch a program called Dateline NBC?
Just something I gotta tell you. Ooh. That is foreboding. That is, something's gotta tell you, Lauren. Don't think you're gonna like what that is. Holy shit. And also, Chris isn't looking away from him, so now you can kind of get this. He can growl at him a little bit. You know, he can openly be angry at this man. Let's see. Right, he kind of sneered at him, and now he's back to baby Lorne.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Yeah, the cameraman just popped out.
Story on it. Pause.
Looks like a monster. Now this is one I really wish I would have bothered to see what YouTube rewind controls are, because it's near the end and I can't click near the end. It's too much to explain, but I gotta do this, okay?
You ever watch a program called Dateline NBC? Well, there's something I gotta tell you. I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on it. Pause.
And he's becoming Lorne. Lorne's gonna do his whole hide his face routine.
Now you're.
Yeah. So and he's gonna tell him you're free to leave. But he wasn't getting up. He was gonna hide his face. He wasn't getting up.
Free to walk out of this house right now.
See, he was gonna. Oh my God. He did not make a motion to do anything. He was gonna sit there and cry with his head down. Only until Chris said that. Then he grabs his shit and gets out of there. Or, he doesn't grab anything, but he grabs hold of the chair, the massage chair. Gets himself up.
If there's anything else you want to.
I was gonna say we can. I still can't. Never mind.
Say, now would be the time to say it.
Alright, we're not gonna see his face no more. Let's just, that's that. I don't know how good this third video was. You see, the thing was, I was more interested in the light and darkness of Lorne. Which was, when he was talking to Kayla, you could kind of see that darkness creep in. So this wasn't as interesting to me, personally. I don't know if any of this is going to be interesting to anybody, but, this one wasn't that, I just wanted to finish it, but, we'll see. That's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Bye. Okay, I just wanted to add this quick addendum to this video, because I felt we didn't, properly, I think we could have taken a little closer look to his final reaction to the cameras, because, it was momentous when he first saw Chris, and then the cameras, and then the police. He kind of died 3 times this night. I was just gonna say, man, he went through a lot, and he went through this thing with Chris, and see, it's a different realization when he sees it's Dateline NBC. I don't know where his head was at with Chris. At first he thought maybe he could talk his way out of it, but then he got hit with the penis pics, and then the Amanda James story didn't work, and Chris just hammered him, and then this happens. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so that's when the camera came out. Let's really get into it, though. I want to do the slow motion thing.
Watch a program called Dateline NBC.
Doesn't answer him. Okay, I got a feeling the cameras come out pretty quickly here. 1 second. Something I gotta tell you. Ooh. So yeah, I think as I was saying, Lauren seems to know this something I gotta tell you is not good. Not good. Okay. Right this second, we can see the very beginning of the cameraman coming up from behind Chris, just like Chris came up behind Casey. I think Lorne sees him. Oh yeah. That giant camera. That's all we see is just a giant camera coming out, and that is Lorne's face. Oh shit. Oh man, Lorne's face is just the horror is developing every little second. Cameraman is definitely there now. We see a hand. No denying what has just occurred here. What is Chris saying? We're doing a story. Oh, shit. I mean, the comedy purposes are enough just for the slow motion stuff. Oh shit, it's like a nightmare. Oh, it's really creepy looking at, we're looking at Chris here too, because he is a stone cold. Let's look at Chris. Wait, hold on, how do I do this? It's like Lynch, David Lynch, right here. He just stares at him. He just stares at him, and Lorne's not answering him. That is a cold fucking stare. Maybe we should do a video just on Chris's. Maybe I should just do a video on Chris's face next. Shit. I'll have to do one on Casey and then Chris. Chris kind of steals the show, obviously, as great as, Lorne's the biggest thing on NBC. Chris is pretty great, too. Dude, yeah, we gotta do one on Chris, because he's so fucking smooth. It's ridiculous. Something he's gotta tell you, Lorne. Those beady eyes. Like a little ragdoll. Ooh. He can't even open his eyes to hear what the news was. What did you think the news is gonna be? He's saying, And this whole time, Lorne never asked who he was. This went on for 10 minutes. Well, all he said is, I'm Chris Hansen. Apparently don't know who that is. He didn't say Detective Hansen. He didn't say Dr. Moore. That's really weird. Alright, that was it. Let's hear the old guy one more time. We'll wrap it up. Alright, that's a wrap. Alright, so sorry, I feel like it got a little slow at the end of that last part 3. It was just kind of, it dragged. I loved every minute, but it starts to drag after a while. But take care. Bye.